Yo, yo, we live. Yeah. Turn on this. Yeah, okay. Hold on real quick. I'll turn this echo down. Yo. Okay, you are now tuned in to My Rap Mentor at 70 Hot 702.5 FM. Let's get it. Today we're going to be talking about basically how to write songs like a professional, because I notice like a lot of artists, they tend to, especially the newer artists, they tend to have problems with writing songs. So I figured we're gonna bring my special guest over here, Chevy J, Sharveal, whatever you want to call him. So before we do that, for those who don't know me, I'm a rapper. I'm a rap coach. I specialize in teaching rappers how to rap, brand, build a fan base, so on and so on. You can see this live on the on Facebook on Hot 702.5 FM. You can also listen to it on the Mixler app at Hot 702.5 FM. Let's get it. So before we start, tell me your social media.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Chevy J. But people know me as Sharveal too. So follow me at Sharveal, Sharveal, the new king of R&B from Chicago, man.
Yeah, and you already know where to find me. ERIC_STACKZ. Let's get it. So I know you've never been on the show before, but I'm pretty sure you watched it. But since you haven't, if you haven't, the show is usually about the main concept is I have a lot of I don't know if you know, I do the side My Rap Mentor stuff. So I have a lot of inexperienced artists that usually ask for advice, whether it's like marketing, songwriting, boom. So my whole thing is I want to bring artists entrepreneurs, social media people to basically shed light and teach the youth and the less experienced artists a little thing or two about the music game. How we teach them, I usually want to I want to know your mind state, where you came from, where you been, where you going, so on and so on. So since we saying that, tell me where you came from.
Oh man, I'm from Chicago, man.
Chi-town.
Born on the south side, raised on the east side. Oh man, it's been a beautiful journey. Started singing in church at Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church. That's where I started like the music. Like I love music. Like when the choir would start singing, and then I used to sit next to the drummer and everything like that. Like I thought it was just epic, like the sound and voices. And so I knew since a little kid, like I just wanted to take music seriously.
Okay. So when did you move out here? Like, what was your journey before you moved out here?
But before here, I lived in Miami. I did my first show at Miami Beach Senior High. It was a talent show. And the crowd went crazy. And after that, I just knew, I definitely want to do music. A lot of positive opportunities came from that situation. Then I moved to LA when I was 18. I was blessed to move out there, and I was managing a recording studio out there. Met a lot of amazing people in the business that taught me a lot. And then I ended up coming out here, getting out of a management contract, doing my own thing independently. And since 2015, I've been out here doing my thing.
Mm-hmm. So as far as you just mentioned you doing it independently, are you trying to stay independent, or are you like, without telling too much?
Yeah, right now, what I'm saying, I like doing what I want to do when I can, you know what I'm saying? And we just building a brand up, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to stay independent as long as we want to.
Yeah, likewise. So you said since a kid, did your parents keep you around music, or did you just stumble onto it? Or
my mother, she definitely influenced me a lot by bringing a lot of people that's in the music and the entertainment business into my life to teach me how to produce, how to write, do a lot of things like that. So my mother.
Okay. So how long you been doing music? At least like doing it?
Like 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
So what was the point when you was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to make this my life and take it professional?
High school. I got kicked out of high school because I took music. I was so serious. Like after the show, like the crowd, then we almost signed with Atlantic Records at that time. So it was like, this is what I want to do. And when my mother declined the deal, that's when I ran away. I went back to Chicago and I started a music group.
So you was gonna get signed by Atlantic?
By Atlantic,
so
bro.
you was like at school, and then
I was like, forget school. Like we done.
Your mom declined the deal.
She declined it. I was so wet. We got in a big, like we was living in hotels, you know what I'm saying? Like my mother, you know what I'm saying? She was very successful, so I lived a nice life, living in Miami in hotels, you know what I'm saying? So for her to decline the deal, she was like, it wasn't about the money. She wanted me to finish high school. I'm like, look, yo, I can still finish high school. Like, that's when Soulja Boy was popping, and I started a new dance and everything like that. Like, MySpace was popping, so it was booming. You know what I'm saying? So then I moved back to Chicago, and I started a music group with my friends called Y2 Fresh, and we produced a lot of songs, and we threw parties, and we just took over the city.
Okay. Yeah, so why leave Chicago then?
Why did I leave? I had an opportunity to move to Hollywood. You know?
Oh, hell yeah.
So my mother introduced me to a life who was my manager, who flew me to Los Angeles. He believed in me, and so we moved. He moved me out there, and it was a wrap from there.
Okay, yeah. So how was the life living in LA? I never been there before yet.
LA is beautiful. It was beautiful. It still is a beautiful place to go. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was blessed with the opportunity to. Like, I ain't pay rent, I ain't do nothing, so my management took care of me. I managed the studio called King Studio, and amazing people helped me along the way and taught me a lot about the business. That's why I'm so firm on being independent, because I know we can definitely make some major things happen independently.
Yeah, true. So, to get a little bit on the songwriting, how long did it take you to become a good songwriter? And did you start off writing all your own stuff?
All my
matter of fact, take me back, like when you first was like, you know what, I'm gonna write my own shit. So, how long did it? Okay, did you start off writing your own stuff?
Yeah, I started off writing.
Okay, how long did it take you to get good?
I mean, I feel I was good from the beginning.
Competitive with major artists. How long do you think?
I mean, cause like when I like I just go off my first song. Like I wrote. This song, it was called Batty Booty Bangleberry, and it was a dance song. So I used to write a lot of music because I like to see people dance, and I used to love dancing. You know what I'm saying? But like, cause I like writing in general, like far as essays and stuff like that. So one of my teachers in Miami, she taught me more about writing, and once you just give me a topic, or if I think of a topic, I just create a story.
You do got advantages. You're like, you know how to write essays and stuff.
Yeah, like
I was terrible at that.
I feel music is about creating stories. You know
Uh-huh.
what I'm saying? I love like talk about my story, or when I wasn't in love, I used to just think about being in love. Or if I went through a heartbreak, I put myself in that situation like I went through a heartbreak.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, like he's saying, like even then, I like how you write about like what you're going through or what you envision. A lot of times, artists they just write random or whatever. So okay, after the LA, you did what you say? LA, you had a recording studio there?
Yeah, my manager, he owned a restaurant called Sushi Kings, and underground was a recording studio. We was the only spot open 24 hours. So I was like his protege. He taught me a lot about the business, and I ran the studio. After I got out that contract, I went into another partnership with someone else, and then after that, I was just done with management. I could manage myself, and so I came out here.
Okay, so also that's what brought you out here. Like I'm gonna try to start a new, fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually I was stuck. I only came out here with like $100. I was like, so I really built myself up. Like that first year, it was grind mode. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, forget everybody. I'm gonna get it. You feel me? Like everybody, all these no's, and everybody, playing games and stuff like that. I'm gonna do this shit myself. You feel me?
Yeah,
so
that's the kind of same mentality I had when I came out here. So how long you been out here?
5 years, almost 5 years.
5 years, okay.
Since 2015.
So what have you noticed about the scene as far as like here different from like a LA or Miami or Chicago, in your opinion?
I mean, this thing, I like Las Vegas a lot, because Las Vegas, like I became like a man out here, you know what I'm saying? Just getting it on my own and handling my own business and creating opportunities for myself. So that's what I love most about Las Vegas. There's a lot of opportunity out here to grow in all aspects of your life. You just got to believe in yourself and just move forward.
Okay. So I know if you might not bring it up, but I know you got a show on the 4th.
October 4th. The Orange County Cannabis Awards. My boy Sheldon Cooper at All Access Vegas. He actually put me onto my first show out here in Las Vegas, and that's my brother. They family, All Access Vegas, and yeah, October 4th I'll be in Orange County. So if people pop out, it's gonna be a movie.
What songs you doing? You want to tell anybody, or you want to keep it?
Well, I got a new single out. You know what I'm saying? We just dropped this September 11th. It's called Nothing to a Boss, produced by David Spears.
Oh yeah. We're gonna play this pretty soon. Yeah. It's hot.
Yeah, and then I talked to the homie. I got a song called Vegas. He was like, bro, you got to do Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, okay.
I'll show some love to Vegas.
I'll do Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I'll do a little snippet of Vegas.
So what was your what was like the mind state behind I'm gonna actually re-ask you this again after the song, after they hear it, but like what made you think of the song, like the Nothing to a Boss? I kind of like it, got a nice vibe to it.
Thanks, bro. I mean, cause like, you know, I was in a relationship and I feel like this song is for a guy. Like me being a guy, you know, I love to spoil my woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like as a man, we should spoil our women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this basically is me just telling my girl everything I want to do for her, how, you know what I'm saying, just expressing my love to her.
Okay. Yeah, so matter of fact, we're gonna get into that right now. Matter of fact,
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. So where can they find it? Like tell them your YouTube, Spotify, whatever.
Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all the streaming platforms. Just type in Sharveal, Sharveal, Nothing to a Boss.
All right, we finna play this right now.
Hair your nails done, shopping sprees, diamond rings, all for my queen. Private jets all around the world, do anything for my baby girl. Love when we have sex, to have you by my side I'm blessed. Baby, it ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a nigga when a nigga bow. Nothing to a nigga when he got it all. It ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a nigga when a nigga bow. Nothing to a nigga when he got it all. Yeah. Baby girl, you know I like you. Baby, I girl, I'ma show you all of the things that I wanna do. Like flying around 2 different countries. Let's take a trip down to South Beach. Walk around on Ocean Drive. Cruise the city with the top down. Girl, you rollin' with a boss now. When I saw you, girl, I know that I had to get you. Yeah, looking sexy in them damn pictures. Yeah, you're different from the other bitches. That's why you right here with me, counting that money up. Girl, you fucking with a real one. Hair your nails done, shopping sprees, diamond rings, all for my queen. Private jets all around the world, do anything for my baby girl. Love when we have sex, to have you by my side I'm blessed. Baby, it ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a nigga when a nigga bow. Nothing to a nigga when he got it all. It ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a nigga when a nigga bow. Nothing to a nigga when he got it all. Yeah. When we fuck, I can't get enough. Baby, this is real life. Something I never had. And when you got a bag, it ain't nothing to pop tags. Buy you a new whip, talking to new biz, keys to a new crib, couple more diamonds, get rid of the old shit. Cause baby, we poppin', I know that you love it. I only spoil you because you remain loyal. You was with me at the bottom when a nigga had nothing. And even though we had problems, we made sure we solved them. So baby girl, I'm honored to call you my girl. Hair your nails done, shopping sprees, diamond rings, all for my queen. Private jets all around the world, do anything for my baby girl. Love when we have sex, to have you by my side I'm blessed. Baby, it ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a nigga when a nigga bow. Nothing to a nigga when he got it all. It ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Nothing to a nigga when a nigga bow. Nothing to a nigga when he got it all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It ain't nothing to a boss, nothing to a boss. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Hot, man, hot.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I like it. So the question I was gonna ask you, tell them where to find it at one more time. Tell them all where to find it at.
Spotify, Apple Music, all the, streaming platforms. Just type in Sharveal, Sharveal.
Yeah. Okay, so the question I was gonna ask you before, I really like the song, and what I like about it is I can tell you're a good songwriter, and you have a concept. You talked about stuff. So to go back again, because the show is about how to write songs like a professional. I think you write songs like a professional.
Thanks, bro.
So let's say what is your process like? Take me all the way back to the mind state or whatever. Like, what is your process usually when you write the song? Do you think of like the concept first? Do you feel the beat out first? Like, take me through your process.
My process, I usually start, with the title. Like I just I vision, you know what I'm saying? And then once I get my vision right, I'll just start like, what do I want? Like, what do I see myself doing? You know what I'm saying? So, like, with Nothing to a Boss, I see myself flying private with my woman. I see myself taking on shopping sprees when I got that bag, right? You know what I'm saying? So, I start with that, then I start with the hook.
Okay. So you think of first you say you think of the concept, right?
Yeah.
So why do you think of the concept first?
Because I want to I got to create a story. I create a story first in my mind, and then I just fill in.
Okay. So as he's saying, like, now I do think this is a good strategy. Like, typically when you write a song, you can either hear the beat first or, you typically in the concept, like you said. And earlier he was saying that he writes like from like experiences or stuff he been through or stuff he want to go through. So that got a lot to do with the past ones. Look at what I be saying about the branding. Look at that. I ain't gonna go into that. But so he starts off with the concept. So the concept kind of gives you the direction to know what to talk about. So then what? The hook, the beat. What do you do next?
Before the beat, like a lot of my writing is not even to my to the beat. A lot of it I just write it and then I go to my producer and he just always has the perfect beat to what I'm saying, that matches.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
me and
cool.
David Spears produce all my music that's out right now, and we work great as a team. But back to the songwriting, after I get my hook, then I get into the verse, and because the verse you just basically got to create storyline. You know what I'm saying? Because I think about the video.
Yeah. You do got to envision like turn it a little bit. You do got to envision like having I do that too. I envision like if I had a video to it, it gives you a little more direction. Also, you said you think of the concept. You usually have your producer make the beat. If you don't have a beat, because everybody's not blessed enough to have a producer that can make it, I'll recommend after you come with the concept, look for the beat first and then go to it. Next, I like what you said. You do the hook. So why do you choose the hook first?
That's the most important thing.
Yes.
The hook. What's gonna catch? You know what I'm saying? So I always go with my hook first, and then I go into my verses.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't, what's the point of writing to the song if you don't got the hook?
Right.
A lot of and that's what a lot of artists struggle at. I notice they struggle with the hook part. So how did you learn how to write hooks?
Me and my sister used to just like I got my song. Honestly, people, I got my songwriting from my little sister. Like we was like kids, and she used to write so much, and then like she taught me how to really write because she used to write poems.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and so like just listen to music and loving music. I'll just pay attention to how like the format of the songs, and I just started writing. And then like when people start like showing that they like what I write, and I'm like, okay, I know I'm good at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's another thing too. I was saying like I tell like a lot of the artists like you have to listen to a lot of different music. I think what hurts a lot of younger artists today, or people in general, they get so stuck on like what's popular that they forget to listen to a lot of variety of music. It's harder to I feel like the more music you listen to, the larger like music vocabulary you can draw inspiration from different stuff. Exactly. So even that, you said you listen to a lot of different music. So who inspired you like in the beginning, like as artist wise?
Oh man, Usher.
Yeah, same here.
Coming from Chicago, R. Kelly, of course. I listen to a lot of, you know what I'm saying, Boys to Men, like all that 90s music. Like I just remember just riding in the car with my mom and, you know what I'm saying, meet me at the altar in your white dress. Like that song would come in with my mom. I'm like, yo, they killing it. Like this music, I love it. Like I'm like, I want to do this. Like I can't wait to. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what like made you like. So if you had to say your top 5 inspiration, who would it be?
Usher, R. Kelly, Omarion, Michael Jackson, of course. And I say Boyz II Men.
Okay, we pretty much got all the same people. And singing wise, I just can't sing. So another thing I was
way
saying,
more too. Like Jamie Foxx, like
auto tune sing a little bit, but another thing what I wanted to also say is what I've noticed that a lot of newer artists tend to mess up at. They tend to like okay, for instance, when your song started, it didn't take too long for you to start hitting some vocals or some ad libs. I also believe but you should not let the song drag too long. Mm-hmm. You ever heard some like newer artists and then they'll let the song go like a minute, the beat go like a minute before they say anything? That's another thing too. Like, what's your opinion on that? Do you consciously do it or just off natural instincts, or you're aware that I'm not supposed to let the beat drag a minute before I at least say something?
Yeah, I mean, and it goes with the engineer and my producer. So sometimes I want to like turn it up in the beginning. He'd be like, "No, chef," you know what I'm saying? We gotta let's let the beat build, and then what I'm saying, let the vocals do the talking. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so we usually just give it like an intro, and then we do the hook, and then we'll do a verse, then a hook, then a verse, then a bridge, and then a closeout.
Okay. And listening to your songs too. The reason why I think you're a good songwriter, a lot of artists don't realize this. When I was listening, I noticed like the structure of your songs is really well. Like for instance, like the first verse was about 8 bars. Yeah. Then you go into like the bridge and the hook. A lot of people don't really know that. They'll usually write like 16 bars and shit. Yeah. And then like they don't really know that. So did you do that consciously or is it instinct?
It's basically like my formula. Like, cause I know.
That's an actual songwriting formula.
Because people get bored quick, what I'm saying? And in verses, what I'm saying? Unless they really love listening to you, what I'm saying? So you basically want to just keep that hook, what I'm saying, coming to them, what I'm saying? So I like to keep it like smooth and quick, what I'm saying? Get my point across, then back to the hook. And then, what I'm saying? Yeah,
like a lot of rappers can learn from that too. I noticed like especially today with the, like you said, people attention span is a lot shorter. I've been actually tampering with it. A lot of rappers don't typically do it, but I've been tampering with maybe 8 bar versus 4 bar bridge, 4 bar hooks. So that's another thing that increases your chance of making the song memorable and giving it playback value and stuff too. So, and I like when you said start off with the hook first, right? Yeah. The reason why you should start off with the hook first is because the hook is going to be the main thing that obviously capture people in. So if you can't build around a hook, it's almost like no point of even finishing the track. So did someone teach you that or what? Like, give me all deep.
I say my teachers are the professionals, you know what I'm saying? Like just listening to Usher and listening to R. Kelly and that some great like R. Kelly, like one of my favorite songwriters, you know what I'm saying? And just listening to their music and their formulas and listening to what's on the radio. That's how I really got my formula, and just listening to what people already, what they going by, and what's comfortable for me. Like I put myself in a situation like, okay, I'm in a club, right? Okay, how long do I want to hear this they verse? You know what I'm saying? When do the hook come in? Because I want to keep people moving.
Especially, I think it really works too, especially when you singing or have melody driven music. Like I think it's typically better to keep every different like set of melodies a little short. Not too long, so people won't lose attention span and stuff. So obviously, when you was listening to them, you was studying them. Then
you
was studying.
I was studying as a kid. Yeah, most definitely.
Because I know a lot of people, they listen, but they don't study. Like honestly, a lot of the stuff that I did, I didn't even realize it. Some of the stuff was on instinct. I just started realizing now. So so you became a good songwriter, pretty good. So what else I think they struggle with? Oh, okay. How did you? Was you a natural singer, or did you learn, or both? Like,
yeah, I would say natural, cause like I would like singing in choir like as a kid. So I used to work on my when my instructor she was working with the girls with the soprano. I would be in my falsetto like sing with them, and it was dope because sometimes she'll point at me like show them how to do it, and then I just help like instruct in a way, and it was beautiful. Like every part where she was working with the sopranos, the tenors, and the altos, I was able to do all voices.
Oh, so that helped you with your like voice range. That's one thing I was gonna get into too, because I used to practice. I wanted to sing when I was younger, but I was like, I can't do that, not to a certain extent. So I used to practice on. I didn't like my rap voice, so I used to practice on different like voice tones, so it helped me almost get close. So you did the same thing too. So that's another thing too. A lot of artists, when it comes to songwriting, I think their vocal presence is bland. So a lot of times they'll have like this flat kind of monotone, kind of like style. So another thing you can do is, like he said, even if you're not a singer, rappers, stop, listen to music, period. I know most of you watching are probably rappers, but at the end of the day, your voice is your instrument. So even rappers can do it. You heard how he said that you practice on whether you did it knowingly or unknowingly, being in a choir helps you practice different reflections of your voice. So definitely practice reflections of your voice. I think sometimes artists, they focus too much on the writing part, but they don't focus on how the vocals make the listener feel. So if you had to say, what's your main superpower of your music, if you had to have one, whether it's songwriting, your style, your vision, like if you had one, what's your main?
I say songwriting.
I
love writing. I love writing so much. You know what I'm saying?
You think that's something you're going to
that's something I'm definitely looking more, because like sometimes as an artist, we tend to have an ego where I want to be in the forefront. But people, like, I forgot to mention Neo. Like, Neo, one of my favorite songwriters.
He's one of my favorite songwriters.
He's one of my and singers, performers. So like people like Neo, they started off songwriting before you know they really boomed. A lot of people was songwriters before they became that main A-list celebrity. So that's something I'm looking to get more into right now is placements. Because I'm ready to like really flood the industry, because I got a lot of work.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it's some good money to get too. You ain't got to do all the like too much politics.
I don't mind being behind the scenes. Like honestly, like Hitmaker, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind being behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, and seeing other people sing my music. Like I've been writing a lot of music for females, like you know what I'm saying, and I'm ready to share my gift with the world.
Yeah, so songwriting is a really good thing. So I mean, in your opinion, what do you think the average? You listen to a lot of different like people trying to come up music, right? What do you think what's the opinion you think what makes them not as professional as they can be? Because I'm mostly trying to give them some advice, man. I know you're a good songwriter, so
I mean, but right now nowadays, like people just writing anything, and it's just
they do write anything. But my thing is this: a lot of people do write anything, but I think obviously the barrier of skill is lower today, and obviously the beat control most of it. But I think most of the ones that write anything, they still get like the main ingredients. They might not have all the extra technical stuff, but I still think they have the main ingredients. Most of them like as far as like your voice reflection, the way it feels. So I don't agree with a lot of the music that's out that's popular, but I can say they do. That you can tell they know the main ingredients, the feeling and the way it sound.
Most definitely.
But
it's the vibe.
Yes. So what do you think, like an average, like new artist, not like anyone that's like signed or anything? What do you, from what you heard, what's usually the things you hear that's wrong with their music?
I say verse is too long.
Oh yes.
Got to make sure that the hook goes, and it's like it goes just to the hook most importantly, and the beat. You know what I'm saying? But definitely
yeah, I noticed that too. A lot of extra long verses, like 16 bars, and
yeah, you want to shorten it out, especially because you got to think about performing. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go watch other people perform, I'll be like, dang, it's a dope song, but why they taking too long? You got to get back to the keep the crowd like keep the crowd bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to do a little bit and then get back. You know what I'm saying? And get back into the hook. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I would say advice. Cut the verses. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the hook. And because it's not about us. Sometimes the artists it's about the fans.
Yeah, it's about the fans mostly. It's mostly about the fans. Yeah, you gotta. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I write music, I do gotta please me to a certain extent. But my first intent is like, okay, how do I please my fan base?
Right.
So yeah, you can't be having those 16. Okay, maybe if you're super lyrical, I get it, but
yeah, that's different.
Typically,
like real hip hop.
Yeah,
stuff.
But typically, if you're trying to make a single or something that you plan on catching on, then you'll typically want to shorten down to their verses. I typically do that too with mine. It's like if I'm rapping, then usually I'm not planning on that being a single, so I'll do 16 on that. but the singles I try to cut them down to 8.
Yeah.
8, bridge, maybe hook. So yeah, that's one of the things I do notice. They got long verses. Also too, their hook skills is not what's up. So so if you can get some advice to a young artist, like what advice would you give them to at least get in the direction of learning how to craft professional hooks?
Study your favorite artists.
Mm-hmm.
Study and apply what you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Put your heart into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take time. Don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Continue to believe in yourself, because you got to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if other people don't believe in you, you know what I'm saying? Just keep working on your craft, and then one day something's gonna happen.
Yeah, you definitely get them hooks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, hooks really. I used to struggle with hook. Well, I always had a little bit of knack for hooks, mostly because who I listen to. But hooks, once you figure out like your particular formula, it's not that hard. Mm-hmm. Usually, I'll say like when you're writing your hooks, when you're newer, like you said, like he said, study a lot of your favorite artists, see how they write it, when they take breaths, boom, 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 what voice pitches they use, so on and so on. And then when you're making the songs, you gotta pay attention to what people like and what people don't like. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that kind of helped me too. So it's probably better to be around a circle of other musicians. Are you around a circle or at least?
Yeah, I surround myself around a lot of successful individuals.
Uh-huh.
Like just being in the studio from 18 to 23, I learned so much from like other people around me. Mm-hmm. That help. You know, I just pay attention to a lot of people, and then just sitting in the studio, just studying. Mm-hmm. And just.
So do they ever usually give you advice, like when you're writing a song, or do you write the song in the studio, or you prefer to do it at home? Like, what's your style?
I usually already have the song written. But people like my uncle, Chuck Simone, who's, mm-hmm. you know what I'm saying, very successful in the music industry, who's, you know, teaching me more about songwriting. You know, sometimes I would come even in the studio, like, I'll be thinking I know it all and everything, but he actually got plats and everything like that, mm-hmm. So he'll tell me, like, that's too many words right there, so let's cut 3 of those words and keep it simple, you know what I'm saying? So, and like now it's like you got to keep certain things simple. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, a lot of times too that I hear a mistake that most of you new artists make: too many syllables and words within a bar.
Yeah.
So typically, you know what I mean, obviously super lyrical people, this don't all the way apply to you, but let's just say you're super lyrical, but right now you want to make a hit. Even Kendrick gets into hit mode. So typically too, you want to get to the point with less words, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, like you were saying, like he said, cut down some of the words. Sometimes just a few cut down syllables can make the bar more smooth. Sometimes I hear a lot of like younger rappers, they like try to jam pack a bunch of words, mm-hmm. into like a like, I mean, if you're crafty enough and experienced enough, you can get away with it on the rap tip. But I'm glad he told you that, like, sometimes he said he'll take a few words out.
For sure.
So how many, okay, I was gonna say, now when he told you this, did you understand what he was talking about, or?
Most definitely. And sometimes my ego is like, what are you talking about? Yo, that's dope. That's a nice line right there. Like, what are you talking about? That's how I really feel. Like, no, you gotta, like, especially, you know, when I'm singing and I'm talking about women, you know, you gotta put them on a, you know, on the pedestal, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes I'm a little too vulgar, you know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta keep it smooth, nephew, you know what I'm saying? So, and he's in it. Another thing I would say, you know, gotta surround yourself around people that's actually got placements, people mm-hmm. that's really in the music business. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've done since I've been on my journey. I've been surrounding myself around professional individuals and I can learn from.
Mm-hmm. And they rub off on you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like sometimes you be, but especially you singing to women, women don't like all them words.
Yeah.
They don't like all them words. Get
like you talking too much, boy. You talking too much.
Shut up.
She ready to go now.
You talking yourself out of the little situation.
For real.
Like real life. You talking too much. Like so okay. Now you said you surround yourself with a lot of a lot of individuals that's within the music industry and placements and stuff. So did you know any of them before? Like how did you?
No.
Did you meet them along through your journey, or?
I met them along the journey, and I have, I've been grinding from state to state. So, and my circle is very small. Mm-hmm. Like I have two producers, David Spears and my uncle, Chuck Simone. So mm-hmm. I learned from them both, and I met them along the journey. Mm-hmm. And you just got to take a leap of faith. Like some people like from my city, Chicago, you know, they're afraid to leave home.
Yes.
I was never afraid
Yes.
to leave home. I
Tell me
love
about it.
leaving. Like for real. I'm ready to go overseas now.
I wonder why we like that back in Chicago. Scared to leave.
I don't know. Fear. They don't have a vision.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. I think that's what it is. The lack of vision. Because I ain't gonna say I was always ready to leave, but once I start getting the vision, so yeah. So you definitely had to leave. I love my city, but yeah.
I love the city. I can't wait to go back for a show, honestly.
Yeah, but sometimes you gotta. Like I was telling somebody else, they called here. I was like, sometimes you gotta get it popping somewhere else before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we was talking about the songwriting. Okay, so that's another thing. Now we were saying like you gotta get the first. You gotta come with the concept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Usually he has a producer, but if you don't, get the beat. You gotta come with the hook. Learn how to do the hook and write around the hook. We were saying keep the words short, so too many words. What's like? Are you planning on doing any? What have you been doing new lately as far as like with songwriting? Is there any new things you're trying to experience? I just want to get them to feel the. Because a lot of people, they don't have the opportunity to be around like professional people that know how to do it. So that's why this platform would be here. We bringing him.
For sure.
So
right now, I mean, I just write how I feel, and I just continue to do that. Like I'm looking to work more on Afro beats.
Oh yeah.
Because I love that vibe.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a lot. It's love. It's fun, and people love it. Like I love to see people dance, and I love to express myself how I feel, and you know, so I feel people you just gotta, even if you don't have a producer, you know, you got YouTube, you know what I'm saying, practice using other people's beats, and then, you know, go to your producer. When you meet a producer, you know, let them know, yo, this is the type of vibe I want to produce.
Okay, so have you used to do that? You used to do like back then, or? But that is a good
I still
way.
do.
Oh, you still do?
If I hear dope Chris Brown music, I'm like, hey, Dave, bro, yo, we need something like this, bro. And he was like, he'll hear it.
I never thought about
and
that.
And then he's like, oh, yeah. So, you know,
like
we going like, man.
Oh, that's kind of smart. It'd be a lot of stuff I be hearing. Man, I wish I had this vibe. Man.
That's a good strategy. Like people, like when they do hear it, I'm like, yo, that sounds familiar, because I'm taking the formula of what you just heard already on the radio.
No, that makes sense.
So it's like not copy it, but it's basically like, okay, that's what they're playing on the radio. Let's make a track like that.
Yeah, let's keep it real. Most stuff on the radio has similar feel. Radio is typically like almost like if you went on a playlist to like one genre anyway. So that's actually kind of smart, because like typically too, if you want to make a hit or have a chance at least, typically you don't want to sound too, you want to stand out, obviously, you know, as an artist in your voice, but you don't want the vibe to be so different that it can't fit into like a DJ mix. So yeah, that's actually, and I'm gonna have to
a lot of my records it's like for the club. Like my producer, he's great at, you know, creating like the beats. Like I give it to the producers also, because he create the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I come with the lyrics, and that's why, you know, a songwriter and producer, you know, they make a perfect team.
Yeah,
right? Because, you know what I'm saying, that's the lyrics is going to, if that pop with the beat, you got a hit.
Especially you got the beat. That is a good tactic though. So listen, so basically what he's saying is, if you hear like a good Chris Brown song, or if you're a rapper and you hear like a good J. Cole song, so do you usually you'll write to their beat?
No, I'll just write. I already have a song written. You know what I'm saying? Like, say my song that's online as well, it's under my name, Chevy J, because I'm rebranding myself from Chevy J to my real name, Sharveal. I got a song called Savage. So Chris Brown had a song, I forgot the name of it, but I heard it. I'm like, yo, this beat go hard. And I'm like, yo, Dave, I need something like that. So, you know, we were going into the studio, and I was writing on my way to LA in the car. We was writing. I was listening to his instrumental, and then as soon as I got to the studio, Dave already had a beat, and it went even harder. Like, I'm like, yo, this hard. So it's a good way to really, you know what I'm saying?
You just taught me something. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
it'd be a lot of vibes I'll be wanting, but I don't be having like access to like people that can make this. So that's actually smart. I'm learning something too. So yeah, I like that. So also too, to get back on the even on like the songwriting too, right? So I know you're a songwriter. You say you love songwriting. So when you're writing a song, do you put more emphasis on? Do you care more if you had? Okay, as a songwriter, I know you care about everything, because I do too. But if you had to put a little more emphasis on one, is it your voice, your sound, or is it the actual writing, like you particular?
I would say my sound, my voice. Like usually when I record, I like my favorite part is like my high notes. Like after like I got the bass down, you know what I'm saying? I'll do like one track and I'm just doing like my ad libs, and that's my favorite part. Like when you listen to the song, you'll hear my ad libs in the background. Like those my favorite. That's my favorite part to do, is the ad libs.
Okay. So you were saying like you were saying like is your what I asked what you put more emphasis, the writing or the recording. So when you usually record, usually when you record, how much does it take you? Because I do think songwriters too, and how to write songs too, a lot of times, I know this called how to write songs, but you do need to practice a lot, like on your recording. Because a lot of times when I hear them, they don't sound confident in the booth either. So how long did it take you? Okay, because yeah, like being a good singer is one thing, but sometimes people lack confidence once they get in the booth. So how long did it take you to gain that confidence? And did you have it automatically, or did you learn it, or like techniques?
Yeah.
And I'm talking about you, the less experienced you, not the you now, not the polished you, the less experienced you.
Yeah, even these questions, the vision, I think about like my first time in the studio, and it was like I remember it, like it was a good time. Like I was always confident in myself because I believe in myself. But like, and I love singing. Like I used to, that was like my way of getting girls. Like I sing to them, like, hey, my friend know how to sing, and I just started singing a Pleasure P song. You know what I'm saying? But my confidence actually came from playing basketball at an early age too, because going on the court, I know I'm great, you know what I'm saying? But then sometimes I fumble, I lose the ball. But then soon you got that confidence, you're like, hold on, I can beat these guys, you know what I'm saying? So that's whatever your passion is, you got to go in it the same way. Like, if you know you can sing, to go in there and do your thing. Just let go and have fun. Like, don't be so serious or hard on yourself. You just got to relax, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I done. I learned to relax. And just to be myself.
Yeah, I had to learn that too. Just trust the process. Like,
yeah.
Because sometimes it's a fine line between being hard on yourself but not going too easy. So I had to learn that too. Lighten up sometimes. Trust yourself. You got this. Like,
for real.
And if you mess up, you can go back, listen, and just go back and fix it. So yeah. A lot of times when I hear them, a lot of artists don't seem to have the confidence when they get in the booth. Like sometimes I hear them like rapping personally, and they have that confidence, but then they get in the booth, maybe they be a little nervous.
Close your eyes.
Yeah. So
I used to close my eyes honestly, because my producers they used to. My first producer, who recorded me, Mills, like on my first R&B song, it wasn't coming out the way I wanted to, but I did a lot of takes, but then I just had to close my eyes and get in the vibe, like, and soon that song went hard, like the city went up, for real. I miss it. Do That Mug. That was that song.
Yes. So a lot of times too, like when you write your songs, you want to like. As a songwriter, I typically believe in you should try to focus on like hitting everything to a certain degree. But as a new songwriter, that'd probably be overwhelming. I'll say at least focus on like the lyrics and the concept, and like the how can I put it? Like for instance, when you hear his song, how he transitioned. Like I'll say you transition to a new set of melodies about every 4 bars.
Yeah.
For the most part,
like I say, I start with the hook, and then I go to verse, and then I go back to the hook, and then like you'll hear the backgrounds where it's switching up. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to bore people.
Yeah.
And I think like if I listen, like I always listen, I critique myself. I'm like, if I don't get moving, I feel nobody else will get moving.
Yeah. Especially if you don't get moved to your own stuff. Another thing I learned too, I'm studying this myself, is I think a sweet spot for some reason, maybe I'm wrong, but I think a sweet spot for a song length is for some reason between like 2 minutes and 50 to 3 minutes. I'm starting to notice that too.
Most definitely.
It's like a sweet spot.
Like 2:45.
Yeah. You typically don't want to go too past. It's occasions you can, but typically you don't want to go past like the 3 minute mark, 2:45 to 3. Yeah, 3:15. That's like max and stuff. So when you write your songs, you don't want to bore people. That's the main thing, especially in the streaming era with stuff moving quick.
For sure.
You don't want to bore people. So like you said, you do the hook. You typically about 15 seconds when the song starts, you gotta be other ad-libbings and something. You don't be quiet letting the beat play. That's very amateur.
And the The beat is the first thing they're gonna catch. That's gonna catch.
Yeah. The beat is probably the number one ingredient to the song first.
For sure.
I'll say it's the beat, the way you sound, the hook, the lyrics. That's probably it, right? Like,
basically.
Yeah.
And then you gotta make sure you got a nice little video.
Nice little video to go with it. So, So like you just wanna the main important thing of a song is, especially for you lyrical people, is you wanna focus on how the song feel. That's the main thing. Cause I know a lot of people that have lyrics, but I don't like how it sounds, so I don't go back to it. Yeah. So you want to focus on the sonics, the sounds, and then that's when I'll say the beat is the main thing of the sound. You know what I mean? Then I'll say probably you want to how you feel, your vocal delivery. Then I say you gotta have that hook. That hook definitely got to stand out. Oh, that's another thing too. Do you typically want your hooks to stand out bigger than your verses, or do you keep them the same, or it depends on the song? Like, how do you write?
I mean, the hook is what's gonna catch them. So I always, I get my hook first.
Mm-hmm.
I never wrote a song and where I just focus. I did the verse, and then I'm sitting there thinking, okay, what am I talking about? Like, where are we going with this? Okay, what is my hook?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. Yeah, the hook is I do like that he do his hook first too, because like you just said, like, where do I go? What I'm talking about. The hook kind of it guides you. The hook keeps you. The hook keeps you in place. It's like a summary to a book.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Exactly. So I like when you said that, because it reminded me. Yeah, the hook is pretty much used as a summary to a book. Like when you read a book and the cover. Okay, the beat is like the cover. You know what I mean? You see the cover, that's going to attract you. The hook is like when you read the back of a book to even decide if you're going to read this. Yeah. And then the way they write the story and the passion behind the story is how it make you feel. So, like he said, you said you never wrote a song and it was like, and it was like, okay, what I write about? Now, see, he's a singer, so these rules are probably more applied to you automatically. But being a rapper myself, I like both singing and rapping, so I kind of get both like concepts. I think a lot of rappers, they start with the verse first because they thinking rap, but they're not realizing like the game is changing. Even rap's becoming more pop format.
Yeah, I started off rapping like people. I was singing.
You don't rap no more, man. I feel like you still got some flows.
No, yeah, I'm actually about to start just utilizing both, like just my gift. Like I can do both. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to do a whole rap project soon. You know what I'm saying? It's more works in the making.
Okay. No, but what you was gonna say before that though?
Lost my train of thought.
Yeah, no, but we were saying like I was saying like even the rappers don't realize like even rap's becoming more of a pop format, like a songwriting format. So a lot of times you gotta lead with that hook first. Get the hooks
when I started rapping, that's like I say, that's when Soulja Boy was hot. You know what I'm saying? So I was like writing hooks first to get them catching, you know what I'm saying? And then I write my verses, and then man, I miss them days.
It was all simple.
Yeah.
Just for strictly love, no monetary gain.
It was all fun. Like, honestly,
it's still fun now, but
it's more business to me now. Like at first it was like my it was all fun. Like, oh man, I want to write a song that people can dance to and everything. Now, besides writing, because I know I got that under control, I'm focused more on the business and marketing of things.
Yeah. Likewise, man. Yeah, I don't even think about that's kind of easy, but we've been doing it for a while, so and y'all don't be getting on that. I mean, actually, the newer people got a little easier. They don't even have to be as polished to get on. They just have to know like the main core ingredients typically. Like honestly, today, if you listen to most of like the popular rap music, I don't like most of it, but what I can give them credit for, because I try to listen to everything. I don't try to just listen to the stuff I like. I try to at least listen to stuff I don't like. It's not my taste overall, but I can find what I do find good with them. Whether they understand it or not, they have a good energy and they know how to create vibes. So I'll say like, obviously you're not going to become a songwriter like me and him or Usher overnight. I'll say the main thing you need to focus on to get started is because let's be real, you got the internet, they gonna be more eager to put their stuff out. It's not like us, we stayed in the dark and then like, you ready to put it out? So I say focus on the vibe, the beat, and the feel.
Yeah.
If it feels good and the vibe good, sometimes you can get away with lackluster songwriting.
For sure.
Low key.
Like my uncle telling me now, like we need to go dummy down some.
Yeah, you might have to
music.
for a single or something at least.
Yeah, like some music we just got like.
Yeah.
I have a catalog of music I'm just starting to release again. You know what I'm saying? Like I had nothing to a boss for a year or two, and I'm just now putting it out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was saying you might have to dummy some stuff. You might
like
have
we
to
got
for a
a
single
dummy,
at least.
Especially like soulful R&B. He was like these new cats is a different wave now.
Yeah, it's a different. They bop to a different. wave
so we
now.
just gotta dummy it down. It's not the '90s no more.
Yeah, I do think if you pull it off well, you could get away with it. It'll just have to be done. The narrative gonna have to be done well, and I think maybe for a single, you might. Cause okay, for instance, even for me, like when I first started rapping, I cared about like I'm more so of a lyrical person. I'm starting to realize like people don't really care about lyrics no more. So I'm learning how to find a more I wouldn't say dumbed down, but a condensed version of yourself to make it an easier intake version. So typically another reason why we say that too, because like you have to pay attention to where the wave going. Like typically, I mean, rap is becoming more of a pop thing. Typically pop is very condensed, short, straight to the point music.
Commercial.
Yeah, it's usually like pop is like what you have a jingle, and the second closest thing is probably pop music.
Yeah, basically that's what you got to look at. You're writing jingles.
Slightly longer jingles.
Mostly my songs are jingles. And that's what I used to focus on, like what I hear on the television, what am I hearing on the radio. They're jingles, they're commercial, music. That's why I feel people should focus on too. But like now, like with TuneCore and all these different distribution, like there's people that still love like soulful R&B.
Yeah.
It's all about finding your audience.
Yeah, finding your audience. Yeah, typically too, the rules we telling you is typically if you plan on crossing over. Now, if you don't really plan on crossing over, then most of these rules still apply. But you don't have to over focus on them. You still got to make good music, good hooks at the end of the day. Let's just keep it 100. But these rules mostly apply if you plan on crossing over. But for the most part, they still apply to like just basic songwriting. So yeah, like he was saying too, like there's different, especially for you super lyrical people. I don't want to discourage y'all. Some of y'all don't have no intent on trying to write songs, which is cool. I'll never tell no one like, no, you need to. Just know like you'll probably have a less chance of going commercial, which is cool. If it's not for you, cool. But like he said, there's different audiences. There's always different audiences that you just got to find your audience.
Yeah.
So it's still people that like soulful R&B. I still like it as long as it's good. I still like it. I like that song. I listen to a couple of your songs. I like them.
Thanks, bro. Like the only one really doing it is like Jack Keys. You know what I'm saying? And it's a good wave. Like that's why I'm most definitely focused on R&B still, because that's who I am. I don't feel I have to change because the new generation is not really up on R&B, but there's still people that like I write because love songs that other guys might be afraid to express to their ladies.
All right. So, man, we're going to wrap this up, man. So, tell them where to find you.
Y'all can find me on Instagram at Sharveal, Sharveal. Tune in to Nothing to a Boss there, and you can still listen to my old music under my name, Chevy J.
Chevy J. Hey, y'all already know where to find me. It's your boy, Eric Stackz, ERIC_SCATKZ. Let's get it. Frequent.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com. Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com. Keep your radio radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 20